Hi everyone, I'm retired meteorologist Pat Prokop with this update for the potential severe weather in our area of southeastern Georgia and southern South Carolina, and that'll be for Thursday, but today is Wednesday, December 14th. And looking at the national weather map, let's take a look at it right now. And first of all, still blizzard conditions across the northern plains this afternoon into tonight with winter storm warnings across a large portion of the northern plains into the upper Mississippi River Valley. And then for the southeast, we're seeing severe weather conditions across Louisiana into southern Mississippi with flash flood conditions across northwest Alabama and into the Minnesota area. And then going back further north, as the system moves eastward, it'll be producing winter weather for the northeastern United States. And that includes a good portion of Pennsylvania and the state of New York into Vermont and New Hampshire and Maine. So let's take a look at the conditions around here. First of all, there is a moderate threat. That's a high threat for the potential for severe weather across portions of the eastern Louisiana panhandle or bootleg, and then into southern Mississippi and southwest portions of Alabama, extending into southwestern Georgia for Wednesday evening. And looking at the potential for tornadoes, that is mostly confined to the area around Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. But what about tomorrow? Tomorrow is Thursday, and that threat shifts eastward into the southeastern portions of South Carolina into southeastern Georgia with the threat of severe weather, and the northern portions of the Florida Peninsula for tomorrow. That front will be moving into our area, and it has a potential for producing severe weather. Tornado threat is a little bit on the lower side, but it is there still for south central portions of Georgia and into a large portion of the northwest part of the panhandle of Florida. Let's look at the satellite imagery. And the let me reboot that. There we go. Satellite imagery shows a line of intense thunderstorms moving across the New Orleans, Louisiana area into the southern portions of Mississippi and approaching mid-central portions of the west side of Alabama. And then the clouds extends northward up into Georgia. Over here, that's where you're seeing a lot of snow falling across the northern plains with that area of low pressure just really slowly spinning around out there, producing some high winds as well. But it's not moving all that much, it's just drifting east-northeastward at a very slow rate, while the front is pushing eastward, and it'll be moving into our area overnight and into tomorrow morning. Let's take a look at the radars right now. And first of all, the radar from New Orleans, Louisiana shows a severe a tornado watch in effect for that area until 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That'll probably be extended in the afternoon hours further eastward, particularly across Alabama, maybe into southwestern Georgia. But there are numerous tornado warnings in effect right now across these areas of portions of Louisiana, but mostly Mississippi and into Alabama. In and around Columbia, Mississippi, there's a tornado warning in effect out there. There was a tornado funnel cloud reported here on Highway 98 west of Hattiesburg earlier this afternoon. And these over here are tornado on the ground reports. And as you can see, numerous tornado warnings in effect across portions of Mississippi and into Alabama, where flooding warnings are in effect for a large portion of the area where the rain has been pushing through the region. Let's go a little bit further northward and go to the Jackson, Mississippi radar right here. And there you can see, again, the severe weather, many tornado warnings in effect. Was one for Decatur, Mississippi right now. Then a large area of rain to the north of that. And there's the Mississippi-Alabama state line right here. Now, further north, it is in the form of snow. And let's take a look at that. Here's an example. The Bismarck, North Dakota radar showing snow widespread across that area there. And if you go further to the east, over here to the Grand Forks, North Dakota radar, again, snow out there. And over into Aberdeen, South Dakota, there you can see very heavy snow moving across that region. So I would imagine the traffic across these areas is just totally impassable right now. Let's take a look at the conditions across the forecast area on the weather maps itself. And right here, there's the conditions right now. And let's put this into motion. This is the general forecast model. And it has the showers and thunderstorms moving eastward into Georgia and southern South Carolina and most of South Carolina throughout the day tomorrow. But I want to go into a different model here, a higher resolution model. And let's go back to the precipitation and moisture. We'll get to the temperature in just a minute. But looking at the forecast, this is the GFS again. I want to go into the mesoscale, RGM, and there it is right there. And looking at this is every hour forecast, and here it has the line of thunderstorms moving into southeastern Georgia at around daybreak tomorrow. Prior to that, overnight, there's some possibility of some very strong cells in south central portions of Georgia into central Georgia, and this is at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. These have the potential to produce tornadoes, those overnight or nighttime tornadoes across portions of our region. And as it moves eastward, it weakens somewhat, but still strong enough where it can produce some high winds and the potential for some short-lived tornadoes. But keep an eye on this. This is at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, Thursday morning, in coastal Georgia, moving into southern South Carolina. And then as we advance a couple more hours, it moves off the coast of Georgia with some lighter rains following back behind that. And then clearing weather conditions will follow late Thursday afternoon. But the conditions will be for colder temperatures to move on in. Let's go back to that temperature forecast map. And I want to show you that the thermodynamics here and the temperature for this region. We're going to see a chill down, considerable chill down moving into the area. Not so much from this front. Yeah, it's going to drop into the 30s, but there's a second front coming in. And I want to show you this. This is going into the time just before Christmas Day, going around the 23rd of December. Here we go. So that cold air to the north. Look at these temperatures up in the northern portion of the country. 22 below zero forecast, 24 below zero, up to about 30 below zero in portions of Canada and Manitoba, Saskatchewan area. But that's going to break loose and then move into southeastern Georgia right around Christmas Eve and Christmas morning. We'll be down into the upper teens to lower 20s. Even in the greater Savannah area. That's the potential for that right now. I'll go back to December 23rd and look at another model, and that is the Canadian model, the CMC, and it has the cold air much stronger and much further south. Look at that, going below freezing all the way into the northern central portions of Florida. And in our area, temperatures in southeastern Georgia and eastern South Carolina could be in the teens if this is correct. Maybe it's overreacting somewhat. I hope so, but we haven't seen those temperatures for a long, long time here in the southeastern Georgia and southern South Carolina. Let's see if this is spam. Yeah, it's spam. Always spam. All right. Now let's look ahead for the precipitation amounts. I want to look at that. And over here, precipitation, moisture, total accumulated precipitation, and let's go back in time and then go forward again. We're going to have some light rain Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening in the upper portion, well, all of southeastern Georgia and southern South Carolina. But there's the big band of thunderstorms with perhaps up to 2 to 3 inches of rain over there in east central Mississippi, moving into Alabama, and then moving in time toward tomorrow. And we see the rain moving closer to the greater Savannah, Hilton Head area, but not as much. We could see anywhere between a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain in southeastern Georgia, and a little less of that into eastern portions of South Carolina. So it looks like the weather's going to be quite active for tonight, particularly early tomorrow morning in our regions of Georgia and South Carolina. And for those who are going to be traveling off to the north, there's a lot of snow extending across the northern portion of the country. So keep that in mind. That's going to have a lot of travel restrictions. Another possible big winter storm could be developing right around December 23rd, 24th, and 25th, which is also going to produce major headaches for travels across that area. But stay in touch with your favorite weather outlet here in the greater Savannah area, because there is a potential for some severe weather on Thursday morning right around daybreak. So with that in mind, stay safe and keep watching me. I'm right here on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Bye.